respectability. The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Now, did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispers, kid, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere's a face, somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look.
Oh, hey! Didn't see you there. Only saw one extraneous Rubens today. Wonder where they all are. It's probably due to the fact that carbon dioxide from human agricultural and industrial activity has increased the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. The ocean absorbs about a quarter of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere each year, causing ocean acidification. So what are extraneous Rubens? I've heard they live 650 feet below sea level on sand, rocks, or mussel beds. Well, this is true. Extraneous Rubens is the scientific name for the common starfish. The common starfish can reach up to 26 centimeters in length, and they usually have 5 arms, occasionally 4 or 6. Their diet consists of mollusks and small crustaceans. Along with the species inhabiting the British shores, they mainly will be found between the White Sea in Russia to the Sea in Africa in the Atlantic Ocean. The extraneous Rubens mainly live in sand, on rock, in gravel, and in mussel beds, which provide a good food source for them. These creatures are able to reach 650 meters under the water. They are able to digest food outside the body, which enables them to hunt prey that is much larger than their mouth could handle. Their external morphological features include a central disc with arms radiating from it. They usually have 5 arms, but occasionally they'll have 4 or 6. Each arm is up to 26 centimeters in length. They have tube feet on the underside with suckers at the tips, which helps them obtain and eat their food. Along the center of the arms, there are rows of spines. Their coloration varies from red to yellowish brown, and sometimes violet. They have a diameter of 15 centimeters. However, their size is not an indicator of their age. For their internal morphological features, they obtain a hemosystem, which is a circulatory system. This system is used to distribute nutrients throughout the body. They also have 2 separate stomachs. One is the cardiac stomach, which is used to engulf and digest food. After the food is brought back into the body with the cardiac stomach, the food is moved to the platonic stomach for further digestion. The extraneous Rubens can live anywhere from 5 to 10 years. However, they mature at 1 year old. These species are gonoclestoric, which means that they are one of 2 sexes. The reproductive frequency is annual episodic. To begin reproduction, females release eggs and males release sperms into the water. Free-swimming larvae is developed from the fertilized eggs, and after about 3 weeks, the larvae settle and morph into adults. Females can release up to 2.5 million eggs. Currently, ocean acidification is making the extraneous Rubens vulnerable to the environment. The extraneous Rubens has trouble building their shell-like parts in acidic water because they build them from high magnesium calcite, which is a type of calcium carbonate. Not only do the extraneous Rubens have issues with ocean acidification affecting how they build their shell-like parts, snails and other shell animals do as well. This is an issue for the asterious Rubens because they eat animals like this too, so the food is being limited. This also results in weaker bodies for the asterious Rubens, which leads to them being eaten or crushed more easily. The loss of these organisms are beginning to have a large effect on the food chain, and the effects will continue to occur.
The pH in the ocean is predicted to decrease from 8.1 to 7.95, which will cause issues for the species, and the lower pH, the higher the acidity of the water. A study shows that with high pH levels, 21 to 32% of calcifying species will be affected, which includes the Asterias rubens. This is a low amount, however, the small amount will have an effect on the food web.
So what do you think causes ocean acidification?
Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that is absorbed by the ocean, which causes ocean acidification, which harms the common starfish.
Solar energy is the energy from the sun that is converted into thermal or electrical energy. Solar panels are the technology used to harness the sun's energy and make it usable. A solar panel is a series of interconnected silicon cells made of semiconductor materials joined together to form a circuit. In greater numbers, the amount of power produced by these interconnected cells can be increased and used as an electricity production system. Solar energy created by solar panels is an inexhaustible fuel source that is pollution and often noise-free. The sun beams down enough energy to satisfy global energy needs for an entire year hourly. Solar panels contain multiple rows of cells that are known as photovoltaic cells. Photovoltaic literally means light electricity, and these cells that are used in solar panels are made up of silicon. Silicon demonstrates this property known as the photoelectric effect, which is basically where photons of light from the sun are absorbed by those cells. It then releases electrons, and these free electrons are then captured and produce an electric current that can be used to produce electricity. Solar panels are wired together in series, and the series of panels are known as solar photovoltaic arrays. The electricity produced from the arrays are in direct current and then are converted into alternating currents to be usable in homes. Solar energy is extremely beneficial in homes as it increases the value of it. On average, a small 3.1 kilowatt system can add on an extra $18,324 to the value of a medium-sized home. It is also a sustainable resource to be used as you cannot overconsume solar energy. Another benefit of solar energy is that it is abundant, as the surface of the Earth contains 120,000 terawatts of solar radiation. Lastly, solar panel cost has gone down significantly and they will pay for themselves in about 9.5 years through the money the household will save. While solar energy is a great idea in theory, there are some problems with it. For example, solar energy does not work at night without a storing device such as a battery. Certain weather conditions can also make it unreliable during the day. For example, a cloudy day may be difficult to obtain a lot of solar energy. It also can require a lot of space to obtain enough energy to be useful for a large number of people. The average solar panel is about 15 square feet. While the solar energy itself does not cause pollution, the manufacturing, transporting, and installation of solar power systems can be associated with pollution and carbon dioxide emissions. The carbon dioxide emitted through the manufacturing of the solar panels contributes to many current global issues such as ocean acidification.
Solar energy is beneficial because for over 25 years, the amount of money saved by an average household using solar energy is around $22,000. Solar panels will also pay for themselves in approximately 9.5 years, and it's also very abundant. The surface of the Earth obtains 120,000 terawatts of solar radiation, and solar energy is available all over the world. Germany has the highest capacity of solar power in the world.
Bioenergy is very inefficient, requiring a lot of solar intensity to actually create some solar power. And then even then, because of inconsistent weather patterns, you can't always rely on solar energy for consistent power.
The use of solar energy does contain many benefits, being that it is sustainable, abundant, and low maintenance. However, taking into the consideration that the manufacturing of the solar panels and the transportation of them gives off carbon dioxide, which is a type of greenhouse gas, concludes that solar energy is not a beneficial source. The carbon dioxide contributes to ocean acidification, causing a negative effect on many organisms in the ocean's ecosystem, including the Asterias rubens. Not to mention, it also has a decent amount of drawbacks to consider, such as expense, space, and weather, and inconsistency. The Asterias rubens is a heterotrophic organism, as it needs to consume other organisms in order to attain energy. For example, the common starfish preys on mollusks and other small crustaceans. Primary producers in the ecosystem of the Asterias rubens would be algae and phytoplankton. The primary consumers would be zooplankton, which is a type of crustacean, as well as sea snails. The Asterias rubens acts as the secondary consumer as it feeds on the zooplankton and sea snails. The tertiary consumers are the manta rays and the crabs. Lastly, the great white shark and the blue whale are at the top of the food web and are the quaternary consumers. The bacteria in the ocean breaks down and composes anything that is waste in the ecosystem.